What up? What up? All right. So, humans are social creatures. You know what I'm saying? We need relationships. We need to interact with other people. We need to argue with people, laugh with people, love with people. And, you know, furthermore, we need friends. You know what I'm saying? Friends are an essential part to life, they're an essential part to your growth as a human being. Um, and a pretty famous quote that I want to bring up by Jim Ron, I think. Uh, he's a entrepreneur, writer, um, motivational speaker, all these kinds of things. Um, and a famous quote that he said, you probably heard it before, is you're the average of the five people you spend the most time with. Something like that. Something like that. And that really is right. Um, if you surround yourself with the right group, if you find good friends, right, which is most likely the title of this video, if you find good friends, you're just, and by good, I mean like, people that have ambition, people that push you to do better, people that lead by example, people that are hard workers. If you find people like this to be friends with, it's just gonna, it's, it's so essential to your own success and your own development as a human. You need to find a good set of friends, and thankfully, I think I found that. So that's awesome for me. But I think this is an essential message to give, because I think everybody should be trying to find a group of friends that pushes them to be better and pushes them to be the best version of themselves, because like iron sharpens iron. If you see your friends, trying to reach their goals, trying to better themselves, trying to learn new skills, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be motivated to do the same thing, because we rub off on each other as humans. You know what I mean? Whether you realize it or not, like your friend and how they act has an effect on you subconsciously. And if you're around freaking people who do drugs or drug dealers or just people not doing the right thing, you're most likely to not do the right thing. But vice versa, if you surround yourself with the the right people, then you know you're gonna be more likely to do the right thing. And it's not just about like you know the betterment of each other as friends, even though that's a huge part of it. It's also about like just having a friend group that you can escape to when life is getting rough. You know what I'm saying? There's been many times in my life where like the only like thing I'm looking forward to and the only thing I'm really enjoying is hanging out with my friends. You know what I'm saying? And it gets like that. Life gets like that. Shit get critical. You feel what I'm saying? But if you have that friend group that you can just go chill with, go relax with, like take your mind off all the stress that life provides, it'll it'll do wonders for you for real. You know what I'm saying? You'll leave the hangout sesh with your friends feeling way better, you know, feeling sometimes, maybe you're more ready to take on whatever problem you have now. So there's so many different benefits to having good friends. But I feel like if it's really about finding those friends that will push you to be better. You know what I'm saying? Having friends that will call you out if you're doing stupid stuff, if you're not doing the right thing. You can't have yes men around you. You know what I'm saying? A good group of friends is not. They're not yes men. They're not going to agree with everything you say. You need different opinions. That's how we grow. You know what I'm saying? You need them to challenge your idea on things and to challenge your take on things. And by no means am I trying to make this sound like it's easy to just find good friends, like they're just, growing on trees, because they're definitely not. They're definitely not. They're definitely not. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have to sift through a lot of different people, and like, there are gonna be some people where you're like, dang, we fell off, this and that. But it is what it is. That's part of the journey, part of the process of finding good friends. Um, and I think a big part of it is being able to realize that, like, okay, maybe this person isn't on the right path and isn't somebody who I should be hanging out with. And that can be a hard realization to have, you know what I'm saying? And I've kind of gone through that myself, but it's part of life. It's part of growing up, you know what I'm saying? People grow apart, people go on different paths, and that doesn't necessarily mean that their path is the wrong path. It just might not be the way you're going, and it may not align with what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish. So, sometimes it's as simple as that, but it's always easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things in life are easier said than done. Um, but you know, finding good friends is very essential to the enjoyment of life and your success in life. You know, that quote by Ron is really, you know, the five people you hang out with the most, that's whatever they're doing is probably what you're gonna end up doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are who you hang out with, you know? So just have that in mind. Um, Choose wisely who you decide to let into your inner circle. Choose wisely who you decide to call a friend, because, you know, you never truly know. You know what I'm saying? Um, and trust is another big thing when it comes to friends. But yeah, I feel like, you know, this all plays back into, like, you know, being social. You got to be you can't be afraid to put yourself out there. I know a lot of people think about that in like a dating sense, but it also applies to making friends, because it could be scary even just like talking to regular people, but it's something you got to do to find people who, you know, find people that you enjoy to be around, find people that align with your ideas and stuff, and find people that are like doing the right thing and working hard. And I think the biggest thing is like, do things with your friends, like go to the gym with your friends, like go on random side quests. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I'll even, like, if my friend has to run some errands for a day and I'm not doing nothing, like I'll go with them. You know what I'm saying? That strengthens that relationship. That'll bring you two closer together as friends. You know what I'm saying? Um, and being closer with your friends, especially if they're, good friends, it's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly feel like I have people that I can call brothers, chosen brothers. You know what I'm saying? You choose your friends. You can't choose your family. You know what I'm saying? You're born into your family, but you can choose your friends, and that's powerful. That's powerful, because if you choose the right people, then that will seriously like help you throughout life. If you have reliable friends, people you can call in a pinch, people to call when you're down, people you can call to bounce ideas off of, people you can call to try to find success together. You know what I'm saying? Life is hard. It takes a village. Not, I know people say that a lot when raising kids, but it takes a village just to, be successful. You know what I'm saying? And friends provide competition, like, if you're going to the gym with your buddy and he lifts a certain amount of weight, you're like, damn, no, I want to lift that amount of weight. You know what I'm saying? If you go to the gym with your buddy and he's mad strong, you're like, shit, I gotta catch up. You know what I'm saying? So good friends will push you to be better. Um, even without them trying to, you know what I'm saying? They might not even be trying to do that, but you see them do something, you're like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I gotta catch up. Not even on a hater type of thing, but like on a, like, I'm trying to succeed with you. You know what I'm saying? So I know I rambled a little bit, but it really is way more important than we realize to just like find the right people to surround yourself with, because um it will bolster your life in so many ways. You know what I'm saying? um and I feel like I have a good opinion on this, because I feel like I have genuinely found the right people, the right friends, people that I feel like I can call brothers. And, you know, in finding that, I've realized that, like, this is so important to my life. Um, and I really hope other people are trying to find stuff like that for themselves. So, yeah. All right. I know I haven't uploaded in a little minute. That's on me. That's on me. But you know, I'm gonna try to post some more videos to my freaking 3 subscribers I have. I don't know. But yeah, be safe.